Hey everybody, so this is going to be a quick video on how to run crosstabs. So if you're wanting to see like the frequency of one variable in other categories, for example, wanting to look at the frequency with which people run stop signs versus stop at a stop sign for each kind of car or each vehicle type or something like that. Crosstabs can help you with that, all right? Now, you can also use this technique to run chi-square. I'm not going to show you how to do that today, but it's just a simple addition to what we will be doing today. Now, the data set that I'm going to be working with today, I made it up. All right, it's totally fictitious. All right, I will be posting it to D2L in case you want to follow along and do this with me. But otherwise, watch and use the skills as necessary. So I'm going to share the screen. All right, so here we go. Here is my data. Sorry, hold on. All right, I'm going to do some adjusting here. There we go. Okay, so here's my data. And I'm going to simply go to, so first we've got a category and we've got a count. So my goal is to identify how many ones, right, are in category 1 and how many ones are in category 2. So all I have to do is I have to go to Analyze, I have to go to Descriptive Statistics, and I come down here to Crosstabs. All right, I'm going to do that one more time. So Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Crosstabs. Now, we're wanting to count the frequency of ones in each category. So I'm going to put each category in my rows box, and I'm going to put the count in my columns box. Now remember, I said if you wanted to do a chi-square, you could do that with a simple addition. All you have to do is click Statistics and click on it, but we're not going to do that today. I'm then just going to click OK, and here it is. All right, so here's each of my categories. So in category, and then here's my counts. So in category 1, there's a total of 21 responses. And we can see that there are 18 ones. So 1, how many? This gives you what's being counted up here, and this is giving you the frequency of those counts. So how many zeros are there in category 1? 3. How many ones are there in category 1? 18. I don't know why that pops up. It's irritating. How many zeros are there in category 2? 10. How many ones are there in category 2? 9. Okay. And that's it. All right. So easy peasy. All right. Seriously, once you have the data in, doing it isn't that rough. Now, you can then calculate percentages fairly easily. All right. And I'll really quickly share again just to make that point clear. If we want to see the number of times there are ones versus zeros, number of times there are ones in category 1, all I have to do is divide 18 by 21 to get my proportion, and then multiply that proportion by 100. So in this case, all right, (18) divided by 21, that gives us our proportion. We multiply that by 100. There we go. 85% of the time, category 1 is responding with 1. All right, well, what about in category 2? Well, again, we just take 9 divided by 19, 9 divided by 19, and we multiply that by 100. So this is our proportion. We multiply that by 100. 47% of the time, category 2 has the option of 2. All right. So let's say you want to know how, does category 1 respond with a 1 more, or does category 2 respond with a 1 more? Well, to answer that question, simply in descriptive terms, not looking for a statistical test of it or not, or anything, just to answer that number descriptively, just to answer that question descriptively, we would look at these numbers, all right? So people responded with 1, regardless of category, 27 times, all right? So what percentage of that time did category 1 respond with 1? Well, this time we're just dividing 18 by 27, all right? That gives us a proportion of 1s that category 1 responded with, and then we just, so 0.67 is our percentage, or our proportion. We multiply that by 100. There's our percentage. 66.67% of the time, category 1 is responding with a 1. So of the people who performed or responded with a 1, okay, those in category 1 did it 66.67% of the time, whereas those in category 2 responded with 1 33.33% of the time. Now, if we wanted it in reference to all behaviors, whether they performed a 0 or a 1, right? Then the denominator that we would use would be 40. So comparing between them, we would look at 18 divided by 40, multiply that by 100. So 45% of the time people were in category 1 and they responded with 1. All right, whereas only 22.5% of the time were people in category 2 and responded with a 1. Okay, so I hope that helps with the tasks that I've given you. It certainly should. That's my expectation. If you have any questions, send them my way. Remember, I don't respond to emails over the weekend, but since we have a big assignment, I'll look in on my email. So if you have questions, my responses might be a little shoddy, not shoddy, but a little scant, meaning few and far between. But I'll look at my email in case you have any questions. All right, guys, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, like I said, send them my way. Otherwise, we'll see you later.